Y'all, so welcome to Staying Grounded with David. Um, in this video, we're going to talk about staying grounded and what it means to be grounded. Okay, and let's jump right into it. So, over here on the left, we have centered, and that represents what it looks like when you are in yourself, in the sense that you are aware of self. All right, so you are in the middle of the center. Oh, I'm on the pen. Hold on. You are in the center. You are in alignment with your I am. And you understand that everything works for your good. And you just know that. And it comes with other knowing as well. And this is where we are when we have achieved the now moment. Because the rest of the world is somewhere out here in the future or somewhere back there in the past. And a what if, and a what if that happens, and what if, or what if, cut or what up. And all of these places are not allowing you to be centered. So we're going to talk about staying centered in this video. So I got some synonyms over here if y'all want to really know what we're talking about. We're going to talk about being balanced, being centered, being unshaken, being unmoved. That's a V. I was trying to just be unmoved, you know what I'm saying? I could just do it, unmoved. But it kind of looked a little bit cooler when it was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So we're going to talk about this, and I'm going to re-illustrate what's going on in the world right now from my perspective, and basically what I've had to experience to stay, like I like to say, in the presence of God. It's in alignment with self. You understand? So let's see. Hold on, let's see. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start right now, and I'm going to show you. This is it when we begin. And you could say this is how you are when you're sleeping, because at this point, there's no movement of forced energy in a way. It's more like, like a flow. But this is what happens when we get engaged in the world with things that are not of true essence. They pull our attention. They do this. And all your focus goes to whatever is now being presented, which is now deemed to be the most important, the most newest. And it's definitely to everyone's benefit to be aware to a degree that they find reasonable. But when you are habitually focusing outwardly, you are most likely unbalanced most of the time, because one cannot have two focus. So you're either focused in a pleasant direction or you're focused in a triggering direction. Okay? So what's going on with you is that you are now emitting emotions because you feel a certain way, because you done seen something. Now it got you feeling all wobbly. Okay? And then it actually starts to look like this. And each of these waves is a different worry, a different fear, a different uncertainty, a different reason why it won't work, a different what if this happens, a different what if that happens, a different man, oh man, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. All of those type of things, right? I mean, I'm there too. I mean, I know how to get away from there now. I'm just trying to share that. So don't feel like ain't nobody pointing fingers. I only got 10 fingers and I need all of them. So I ain't pointing them. You know what I'm saying? So when you watch something out here, most of the time it's something that's a message. So some type of message. It's either a video message or it's a written message. So it might be a message. Someone said something to you, words, you understand? Or it's going to be a, how do you do that? Okay. Okay. Yes, or it's going to be a video, which is a perceiving to be real-time message. It's not normally real-time because all the videos have a recording date, but it perceives to be real-time because you're watching it now. So you're reading the words now or you're watching the things now. It takes your attention. That's what it does. That's the reason why your attention seems to go like a little bit, but then once you're looking, it's a lot. Because that's exactly how it works. It's like, okay, well, I'm just going to check it out. Yeah, right. Once you get there, you're going to spend 45 minutes. Not really all the time, but you know how I'm illustrating this. I'm trying to show us that it's very important how we allow for our focus to be taken in the direction of some of these things a lot of the times, because this is their goal. That's why all the stories keep coming, because they're only going to keep coming because they need you to actually be sending this out, because it's like water. They want to see the water come away from you. Like they want to see us in some type of imbalanced state, because what they normally do is they foster the imbalance and then they charge you to create a balance, or they do something to create a balance. So they promote, let's say on this could be like garbage food. All right, so I need to zoom in for that. Garbage food, or let's say toxicity, something like that. Toxicity. You know what I'm saying? They show you some toxicity on the TV, or something along that nature, basically. And let's say you go and buy some toxic food. Now you eat the toxic food and it got you feeling unhealthy. Okay? And what they do to do that? Well, they now prescribe you some pills to bring the balance. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. So let's not pretend like we ain't been seeing this shit go on for the last whoever knows how long you are alive for it. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit been going on forever since you've been alive for it. So that's what they do. They foster imbalance, then they bring the balance. So we got to learn how to stay centered, and we won't need nada nary nothing to do nada. Okay? Because we're going to be balanced. And I'm not saying that you're not going to interact with business or anything like that, but I'm just saying this is going to be a. You hear these birds right now? You will feel this on a regular basis. I don't listen to this on a regular basis. I'm just bringing you into the presence, okay? And I'm showing you how to keep us out of the presence so that you remember this, and then now you never get pulled out again. And now you can actually start creating the life you really want for yourself. And you can actually start feeling the feelings that the Most High allows for this experience to have, which are true feelings of joy, compassion, and there's a word that just tried to get away, and it's going to be right back today. But it's along the lines of feeling like a childlike energy and still being very focused or very orderly in the things that you do. And the reason why you do them, because it considers a lot of thinking, a lot of discerning, you know what I'm saying? Use the mind. So you can still be on the intellectual aspect of living and still feel the or any type of living, like mechanical, whatever you're doing, you can still do that and also still be able to find the ability to feel those other feelings, which are joy, compassion, security, safety, mental clarity, which is a very important one, and things of those natures. So pretty much what all this is going on, guess what this creates for you? Now we're back to the board. This creates a circumference. Now I know that's not a real circumference because the circle is even. So we're going to draw another one. But I was just showing you that everything that is inside of your aura or your circle is keeping you further away from your own circumference, which is, let's say, your awareness of self. So when you're centered, right, we're going to do it right back so that we could do it. And then you have all the waves going because you feel emotional about the things going on because they keep putting it in front of you so that you keep seeing it and that you keep feeling the same way, because now your body is creating these chemicals, and these chemicals are doing whatever they're designed to do, but they're actually keeping you continually releasing them. So you are consistently looking at the same type of content just to repost it so people could know, because you're doing it habitually because you feel like it's the right thing to do, but at the same time, it's not keeping you in the right state of mind, or you're not promoting the information from a solidified standpoint of solution, and you're just regurgitating, which is worse because people get to make up their own energy about it, and it's not really an authentic message. So this is what it looks like. I kind of made all of that, and I still don't got no space to make a perfect circle. Well, I still got some space. Let's see. Okay, that's not a perfect circle. Do they got a circle function on here? Because I'm finna finesse something. Hold up. What? No, you definitely not feeling nothing, David. All right, y'all. So I'm about to get right back to it. I was like, oh, there it is. Oh, boom. Okay. Boom. Can I move it? I can't move it. Okay, y'all bugging. I thought, you know what I'm saying, I could move it. So I'll start like from here. Boom. All right. Bam. Got a circle. So now we have a large circumference, okay? Circumference is the distance between the two ends of the circle. Wait, that's diameter. I'm sorry. Circumference is the wideness of the circle, basically. It's the radius times pi, if I'm remembering. So anyway, the radius is the distance between the center and the outside of the circle. So this is our radius right here. But this is our radius when we have all of this shit in our focus. And excuse me, auntie, but sometimes I got to bring the real energy that I feel about this, because I really do get upset to see a lot of people really disfocus and not really utilizing their time to do anything that's beneficial to them and the people around them, because they're so focused on everything outside. So like I explained, it happens when you are presented with something that grabs your attention. And if you're already not utilizing your attention for something good, then it's already natural that you're going to be ready to share it with someone else, because that's what it is. But you got to mind your business, and minding your business means that your circumference is very small. So you're not looking outside that much. So you're able to do the things that you're able to do or you need to do, and your circle becomes bigger. But this is what they try and do. They try and keep us small and looking out. So now all of our energy is scattered, and we are so scattered because we're focusing on all the other things. Nothing else about us is what we're focusing on. Focusing on everything on the news, every new virus, coronavirus, Miley Cyrus, and and every other thing that they make very serious. And I just don't understand why our creator would allow us to go through some bullshit. I just don't get it. So I know it came from a laboratory, and they already told themselves thousands of times already by now. So there's a lot of things where it's like, how do I stay grounded in the midst of all of this? Whether it is true, okay, that's auntie. Oh my goodness, that happened to auntie. Oh my goodness. I understand. We still need to find ways to stay grounded, because the stories aren't stopping, because the purpose of the television, is to do this, is to take your attention and to make you focus on something external that is not of essence. That is actually, when I say of essence, I'm speaking about things that are nourishing, dignifying, elevating, healing, or let's say dignifying to the soul, the body, and the spirit. Because everything that they promote on the television here, and you know what I'm saying, is pretty much stories that are creating or that are consistently sustaining a previous illustrated perspective of lack, and therefore another being has to look to acquire, because the opportunity for resources has been snatched, and the whole thing is set up like this, economy style, like that. This is what it is. So this machine called the television and commercials are meant to do exactly that. The ads on YouTube is meant to do exactly that. So I'm not going to sit up in here and talk about this thing like I'm blaming them for something, because let me tell you right now, I use ads too. But I'm showing you how to stay centered in the midst of it, or else you're just going to really be someone else's I would use the word customer, but it doesn't really make this. It doesn't really make. It doesn't really make this conversation what I want it to be in a sense. I'm speaking more about personal health when it comes to mental awareness of self, mental clarity, or they like to say mental illness. But I'm not even going to mention it because we're going to bring the mental clarity right now. So we don't need to mention about the ills. Okay, so yes, that's what that is. All right. So then how do you stay centered? This video is so good and the birds are just doing their thing. How to stay centered. Okay, well, you actually want to learn that there are a lot of different things that you can do that will bring you back to yourself. And like I illustrated, all of these things that come up in here are normally messages that are sent, and from every message that is sent, there's an author of a message. So if I'm creating a story and I'm telling you guys about a red brick house, and you read the story, you may flip through 50 pages later and you say you see red brick house, you would understand that I'm talking about the same house. So if I say that the story says that you are slaves, and later on 50 pages you see the same story, but it's now the same story in a different words, it's still saying the same context. All right, so a lot of these informations might not be correlating in the same way, but they're correlating in the same context, illustrating that one person listening, this person right here, is helpless, is in need of something. This person here is lacking something. You understand? And at the same time, they're actually showing you things that are toxic, remember? Showing you things that are toxic, toxicity. And then the toxicity is causing you to emit these frequencies of lack of emotion, of fear, of sickness, of disease, of just thinking about it. Because they put it in front of you to think about. So now you're actually feeling this way, and because the mind is creating. So if you're actually thinking about certain thing, and you think about it and 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 think about it, you're going to create it in your world for you, whether you like it or not. That is called the law of belief. And we know that the BIBLE, yes, Auntie, the BIBLE say, as you believe, so is it done unto you. So you want to understand that when they put things in front of us to believe, they are trying to get us to create what they want for us, which is this. Because now when all of this space is here, they can now offer a suggestion, solution, but they charge you for it at the same time. So you actually don't even need a lot of stuff they offer, because if you stay centered and balanced, like this guy over here, you find yourself being able to use your mind and your clarity in mind to create anything you want most times. And then you already finding the people that can help you get what you don't have. So it's all about controlling the distance in your circle. This is the distance between yourself. So if this was like 10, I would say 10 is extreme because there's a lot going on in there. You know what I'm saying? I can see coronavirus in there. I can see bonded bumps in there. I could see a lot of, concepts that this person is focusing on and dealing with and researching about and promoting and sharing again, all from the same perspective in which they are deriving the information. So not only are they creating less of a clear mind for themselves, they're now sharing the information that they're creating, because we are a nation unto ourselves. We import and we export. I made a video about this. You can check my channel. All on channels got the video, so you should be able to find it. But this is what this person is going to be sharing. All the stuff that they got from the TV and things like that. Watch. So let's say this is Auntie, right? And Auntie loves us, so she actually tells us what's going on, right? But Auntie, she got this in her what's it call it? In her news channel flow. She got this right here. All right, this video and whatever these focuses are, right? So this could be the news. Let's say this is the news media. And she just watched it on TV, right? Now, Auntie telling us exactly what she took from the news media, doing the job of the news for them. Because she's saying what she heard the same exact way. She's not adding the fact that we eternal. She's not adding that the fact that we are of spirit. Okay? She's not adding the fact that a disease first starts in the mind. You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to know about this so that you don't allow this bullshit to get in your mind. If she was saying that, then it's different. But she's saying, look, we are in danger. We have to be careful. We have to make sure that we're not going to die. Things are not going well. This is very something. And yes, there are things going on. We have to acknowledge the things going on. But what are you creating? Like, are you creating verbatim? Or are you adding the source into it? And I'm not calling out no aunties, right? That's why I put it down here, because it's being. So when we understand that staying grounded allows us to actually protect these individuals from this type of information, because we actually understand ourselves beyond the physical perspective, because the body and the mind correspondence is actually what is hindering a lot of people from finding themselves over here centered. That is what it is. And this distance is something different for somebody else. You know, could be 3, could be 5, could be, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really matter for another person to observe for you unless you ask them to help you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so this is why staying centered is very important. So how to stay centered? Like I was saying, you want to bring your attention back to the things that revolve around yourself. And people say that this information might teach you to be selfish. Well, good luck managing the size of your circle. I'm sharing with you guys what I do, what works for me. My family loves me. I love my family. I got good friends, great friends that they family. And I got a soul family. You know what I'm saying? So, it's better that I'm here right now, over here right now, because when I'm here, I do things like what I'm doing right now. If I was out here, hanging out here on level 10 with this guy, if I was hanging out with this guy, oh, I wouldn't have nothing to share with y'all but this shit going on. Even though I'm going to let y'all know about it first or something, if I'm not actually empowering you while I'm sharing the message, I'm doing a job, because I'm not telling my own story or I'm not telling our story. So either story I'm not saying doesn't matter, because I'm saying the wrong story. It's like I'm promoting the wrong shit. If I'm not showing y'all how to actually move out here, how I've been moving out here, because there's something about moving out here. You should know. You know what I'm saying? This is a very important one, because if I didn't have this, I'll be out here with whoever this is hanging out with y'all. But I'm not there. I'm within. Yes, I am okay. So, how do you do this? Well, I would say, to break this video down real quick, I'm going to say, I'm going to get right into it, y'all. It's meditation. It's meditation. And a lot of people meditate a lot of different ways. So I'm not going to sit up in here and say there's a way. I don't know if there's a way, because I got a couple ways myself. And I just share with people the most relatable methods, which is breathing. You know what I'm saying? But you could meditate. You could meditate with the eyes open. There's a lot of different ways to meditate. You have to be the dictator in the mind to understand what you want the mind to do. So breathing is what people are already doing. So that's the easiest way to teach them. You know what I'm saying? So meditation, right? Another thing that you can do is read. And if you don't have knowledge of self, then it would be read for knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? And learn things that are informing you about your natural self, in a sense. Like, you want to understand that. Like, you want to have clarity on that, because the more knowledge of self you have, the larger the base of your circle, the center of your circle. And you can have a center of your circle so big that when some shit comes in, it really just bounce off, because it's like, nah, I couldn't even accept that if I tried to, because I couldn't forget myself that bad to actually accept that type of bullshit, really. You know what I'm saying? You fat, like, facts, bro. Like, are you serious? You really tried that shit? You think you have any power? I'm the only one creating here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? So, yeah. Knowledge of self. And knowledge of self comes through understanding what we've been represented or what we've been shown in representation. And we have to understand that every story that we read is about us. And we have to find ourselves in the story and know that we are playing all the parts, in the sense that the person watching this right now is probably waiting on Jesus to save them, but they're not yet. Well, hold on. I'm going to give it to them. They are right now realizing that you find Christ within yourself, arising within yourself. That is the understanding in a short form. I got videos on YouTube, Light Power, POWR. You should be able to find them. But yeah, so reading about knowledge of self, I would say also going on to nature. Because right now, I'm actually importing for us this knowledge right now. And I'm also importing the frequency. Because I've set up this video on purpose for the sound of these amazing birds that I found on the internet. Because they be hanging out with me. So I wanted to share that with you guys and actually know how you're feeling while you're absorbing this knowledge. And I know this video is long. Honestly, I was trying to slow down and stop the video somewhere. But I have all of this to write on the phone right now. So I'm just going to continue until I feel like I've said everything about staying centered. I do appreciate everybody watching the video. So other things that you can do is explore, get out in nature. All right. And then you can also write. Okay. Because as I'm writing right now, we have to understand that we have left hand and right hand. This is called duality because there's two poles. All right. There's not a third hand. You know what I'm saying? It's up and it's down. These are poles, left and right, hot and cold. These are poles. So this white paper right here is a paper. This is a piece of paper. This paper. This right. I just drew a piece of paper right there. Right? And the pen that I'm using is the pen that writes on it. We have to understand that our mind is a blank piece of paper. Not really, but symbolically, because it can be impressioned with anything, but it's not restricted by size like this piece is. So I'm just utilizing this illustration to show you how it is so that you can understand that you can write yourself. So the reason why affirmations comes up a lot is because they really work. Affirmations. Because when we talk about knowledge of self and you understand the I am is the being, not the being like you're observing something, but it is the practice or the action of being, the being. I just have to use English to tell you what it is. So it's pretty much like, let's say you had a computer that was on, but there was nothing on the screen, and you know that the only thing that you see on the keyboard is a one button that's glowing up and it says click, but you don't click it yet. The being is the computer running when there's nothing being observed within the computer. The being is the computer in a standstill, waiting to see everything that goes on the computer. So if you were to cancel all the programs on your computer, close the operating system, it's just a blank screen, that would be behind the scenes of all the things that goes on in your computer. And all the things that goes on in your computer is basically all the things that's going on in life experience. So the I am is always with you because throughout all your life experience, it is the fundamental foundation of every experience of experiencing. So there's no way to get around from it. You can only take your mind away from it. It's like it's a shining light that's coming from every side. And the only thing that you could do is close your eyes. So all of us, we have to open our eyes. I think if you ask me, that's the illustration Beyonce put in her video, because the video started with everybody's eyes closed. So she really saying open your eyes because your eyes closed. So that's why they say affirmations work, because they really do, because affirmations begin with I am. And every time you declare the words I am, you're announcing the presence of God. So every single time you announce the presence of God, you should be utilizing this to direct the energy that you're illustrating towards the purpose that is in alignment with your highest and greatest good. Or else you're speaking against yourself, living against yourself. And that's what they call devil because it is lived backwards. So it's like you living backwards, you know what I'm saying, being a devil. So that is what they mean by devil. It's not really about someone else coming to do some wild stuff to you. It's about you unconsciously doing some wild stuff for your own self. And that's it right there. So that's why affirmations are good, because you could speak into yourself and you could be writing on your own paper, which is your mind, in the sense that every single thing that you say will come to fruition, because truth, or sorry, not truth, excuse me, not truth, life and death flow from the power of the tongue. So it's like if you speak life, then you're going to get life. But if you speak death, then you're going to get death, because every single thing that you speak, what it does is, it travels around your circle like that. I'm going to have to do this again. Hold on. It travels around your circle, y'all. So it's like this your circle, and it travels along your circle like that. So let's say you speak something, and then it travels around your circle like this, and then you get what you saw, or get what you said, or what you said starts to be shown, in a sense. And the reason why all of this is important is because when you're centered, you're able to actually allow for the things that you want to happen faster, because you don't have a lot of space between you and yourself, like this guy up here. You get what I'm saying? So the reason why a lot of us can't even figure out what we want is because we have all the shit that we don't want, which is all the stuff they be telling us and showing us on TV, news, and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and do something real quick in this video, because I feel like saying things of low frequency. I'll say things of low frequency, and these are all the things that they promote, tell us on the television, show us to eat, you know what I'm saying, make us think about ourselves in derogatory terms, and seeing ourselves in perfect perspectives that demean ourselves, so we demean each other, and things like that. All of those things are low frequency. This is what we're going to do to them right now, just for the purpose of this video. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and just help us out right now. Boom. So shall it be done. All right, but I just wanted to do that for the video. Okay, we're going to go back. No, that's not you. So, yeah. So these are the 4 things right now that I can come off the top of the dome, letting you know that you could do. All right. And then I also say gratitude. Gratitude. So in the gratitude, it's a gratitude journal of I am grateful for. All right. And then you can just list things, and you can just flip pages and keep writing once a day or twice a day if you actually like and enjoy it. Because what you get to do is you sit down and you get to just ponder on, count your blessings. It's a real practice, because whatever you, let's say, whatever you feel becomes patterned. So if you feel particular feelings of these type of waves, which are low frequencies, your body's going to release chemicals that are responses to that reception. So it's like you get a receipt from your body's biochemistry from your experience. So what that means is, if you go to a situation and it makes you feel fearful, and you actually go home and then you're like, man, that was a crazy day. You start talking about it, letting people know, because you want to inform them, and you want to actually share the frequency, because this might be a lot of shit going on. So, and that's not going to be you either, but let's say this person on TV, this is what they're going through, not anyone that we know. And pretty much after they share the frequency and let other people know, they actually go watch a television show that makes them feel pretty similar. Not really that much fear, but a lot of intensity. You get what I'm saying? Because their body actually has a chemistry that's actually asking for the same thing subconsciously. So that happens on the paper, and you don't even know that's happening because it's the handwriting of the mind. It's not a person's handwriting. So it's the handwriting of the mind in the sense that your mind's going to do what it's been doing. So it's like, oh, well, I just had a crazy experience yesterday, and I watched this crazy movie. Man, this movie, oh, man, got part 2. Oh, shit. Y'all going to watch part 2 with me? Oh, my goodness. Oh, they got season 4? All that type shit. It's addiction in the sense that you're craving for the same neurological chemical responses, and it's not like judgment or anything, but I'm just showing us how it works so we know how we want to be like, because this is opening doors, and this is the open door channel right now. Light power is flying right now, and you want to understand that this is going to assist you wherever you need it at, whoever this video reaches. Okay, so the wealth of knowledge is just, I'll be sitting at the well. Okay, so count your blessings. That was the last one. That's the gratitude. So we have meditation, which is a process of focusing on the breath. All right, that is the direct utilization first, and then when you're able to actually get to a center point within the meditation, from there you could move into the process of visualization. You can move into the process of scrying, if that's what your deal is. Or I just can just jump into meditation. I don't need to do anything. I could just jump into meditation and just be in there for about 30 minutes focusing on my breath and actually allowing myself to observe the things that I've experienced and the things that I'm actually emitting. My mind is emitting things. My mind is just saying what it wants because things happened today, or I went through something and I got some goodies and I got some, oh man, that was dope, and I just have to remember it for myself, and my mind just does it, and then the computer actually goes back to this space here for a little bit, and this is where you come back to yourself. So meditation really is like the first one, because it's really like a highway. It's like you can get there on the back road, that's cool. You can get there, you know what I'm saying, on you can go out there and get a walk in nature and just feel relaxed, or take a walk around your block or something like that. But you can take a walk around your block and remove a little bit of that circumference. But I found, for me, meditation is my number one movement, because it's just what it is. Like, but yeah, so I feel this is what I wanted to share in the video. Staying grounded with David. This is pretty dope. Like a walk around the block. We just learned how to become balanced, centered, and unshaken by the things that they're promoting on television, sometimes over here, or even on social media and news. And then we have also understood how sometimes the people that we know are sharing information that they found, but they don't actually validate the information, and or they're not sharing the information from a strength standpoint. So they're actually promoting more of the same type of energy, in the sense that whoever is receiving this message should feel the energy of powerlessness, because that's the news' first prerogative. That's their first job and perspective. They are not going to just come up in here and tell you what's going on. They're going to tell you what's going on like you can't do nothing unless it's really what they want you to do. You know what I'm saying? So you just want to be aware of that. And then we also learned understanding of what happens when you start to accept all of these frequencies from over here. What happens to your thing is that you become, like a big bubble of low frequency, and your radius, which is the distance between the center of the circle to the perimeter of the circle, which is the circumference. This distance between yourself causes a lot of imbalance. It causes you to emit emotional responses, and emotional responses of like fear, which are all these wiggly lines, worry, which is all these wiggly lines, and things like that. Oh, let me go ahead and also add to the things that you can do prayer, because prayer is a really good one. It should be on there. So, and prayer I could talk about different later, because a lot of people have been taught to pray in a way that they don't feel comfortable, because it doesn't clarify understanding of self. But I could teach y'all that. So, when you understand that the circumference over here, when you understand that, the radius right here, the longer the radius is between the center of you and yourself, it is the understanding of how, I would say, distracted one person is. But distracted is not just the only best word. I would say more so how unbalanced someone is. So, and yes, so now also this arrow going here outwards is also symbolizing that everything that you allow inside of your subconscious mind, which is this piece of paper, is something that is possible that you will share with someone else's, because we are nations unto ourselves. So we import and we export. So the same way that this person making this video right here, this advertiser, you know what I'm saying, on BBC, NBC, or CNN, CC, or whatever the numbers are, letters are, they made this message come in. That's importing. You saw that. See, that's why the attention starts small, because it only take a look. It only take a glance before you get trapped in the trance. So then they got you over here focusing so much on whatever's going on the news, whatever's going on here, and then they're sharing it with you from a perspective that is demeaning, is low, and it makes you feel helpless, unable to do anything, stand still. Like, they just throw that all the way at you, and it's all used in the crafting of the words, so the selection of the perspective, observation of what's going on. It's like if you're telling a story, there's two sides of the story. One person, the person it happened with, and then the third perspective, which no one's looking for, which is actually what really happened. So they're always telling the perspective from a particular side, so that we always feel the same way about everything we hear. That is to make us send out this frequency all the time, all the time, all the time. And we are exporting this. So they give it to us and we give it to ourselves. That's why Auntie over here sharing it with her sons. But then I told y'all, it's better when we find out how to become grounded, stay grounded, because this allows us to share the message from a standpoint that they will be forever grounded just because they have heard it from us. That is the understanding that we need to do. We are creating the veil, because there was an old veil. We had to tear the veil because the veil was false and phony. And now we have to create a veil and make sure people understand that we are eternal, we are holy. And a lot of these things are only able to subject the physical body, but they can never subject the soul. So we'll always be, because we always are, because that is the nature of I am. So, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to share on this. Yeah, so then, the things that you can do to get back to yourself, meditation. I put that first because it's my favorite. Then I say prayer, because prayer is really important too. And also, if you utilize speaking in tongues, people don't understand it from a scientific perspective. They only understand it from a Christian perspective. And I just realized the science perspective after I realized something called light language. So when I started researching light language, I was like, wow, this shit looks just the same shit like the same shit. And you have to excuse me, Auntie, because I talk how I talk sometimes. So I'm not derogatory or making this, whatever, what you feel like. But I got to be me doing this, because I can't be y'all doing this, or else y'all should be doing it, because I need to know this. So anyways, prayer, I'm talking about speaking in tongues, because when you understand the truth and the essence behind it, which I'm not sure how many people do, you just know a lot of messages, but they don't know, how to decode or anything like that. And I'm learning myself. But one thing I do know is that you are actually inviting these words into your aura. So now what is happening is that you're what's the, I'll just say disconnecting, but it's not really the best word to put forward. You are, when you're speaking in tongues, you're putting the conscious mind on pause, but you're utilizing a part of the conscious mind, which is the speech. And the rest of the mind is connected with the subconscious, not necessarily like your mind is half or parts, but it's just more so, the best way I could put it to you. It's about inviting the light code into the room, into the space, because I started to see people using light codes. And when I see how they do it versus how they do it in a traditional church setting, I understand what they're doing different. Because I've seen all the sides of it. Well, not all, but I've seen two sides of it at least. So that's why I put prayer there. I also mentioned speaking in tongues, because somebody feel like that's weird, but that's only because they see it the same way they were shown it. Same way Auntie was over here. She got the bad news and she was sharing the bad news. I'm sharing with y'all the good news right now. Yes, all the directions. North, east, EA, west, and south. Right here. The good news. This is what the good news is. The good news is this right now, because this is sharing with you and illustrating to you exactly how you can stay in the presence, which is called the presence of God, which is the presence of I am, and that is within you. So you have to understand how the I am works, and hopefully this video really gave it to you the way it needed to be done. And I think that this was really fun, because it's like the first time I actually used this app to do something like this. And yeah, this going everywhere. I'm posting this on everywhere, and I'm gonna make sure I, chop the little clips up and things like that. But if y'all appreciate videos like this, y'all really gotta let me know in the comments, because I don't know exactly which video to do next or what type of video to do next. And yeah, hopefully this works the way I want it to. And with that being said, I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure to hit the like button, and if you rock with this, make sure to subscribe, because we're going all the way. If we're gonna go all the way, or we're not gonna go at all. So I'm gonna let y'all know what it really is for real, and y'all can move how y'all want to. So with that being said, make sure to check the link description to understand how we collaborate and how we're networking. And I'm gonna talk to you on the next video. Peace.